This is Cemetery Tampering deck, a card that everyone expected me to love. I got like two people on Twitter, a bunch of people in the comment section of various videos during spoiler season were like, "Dude, did you see Cemetery Tampering yet? You're gonna love it." And it's like I actually don't. I think maybe I'm just jaded, cynical, too spiky, which I don't think anybody would ever accuse me of being. But even me, you know. This card doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Not the turn it comes out, at least. 3 mana literally do nothing the turn it comes out, and then like even in other turns it won't like contribute to the board state unless you get the hideaway thing. So I have been way off this card. I haven't really said much about it, and I know a lot of you expected me to love this card. So I don't want you to be disappointed. So the more I think about it, the more I think, is this the worst rare in the set? You know, so I've been trying to build around it the last couple of nights and just like see what it can do. And I'm sure there's probably like funky cool stuff it can do, but we're just going to do something pretty linear and you know, it's just straightforward with it tonight. And that is try to make Dreadhound work. Originally, we were going to be trying to make Ghoul-Caller's Harvest work. This is a 4 of in this deck originally. This is not good. It's just not a very good card, you know. It works with the Dreadhound, kind of, because, you know, all your Decayed Zombies die, and you get triggers off of the Dreadhound, and it's cool, you know. But for the most part, it kind of sucks. It's not a creature. That's a problem. Cemetery Tampering wants 20 creatures. It really wants 20 cards in your graveyard. And so, you know, you could play more Ghoul-Caller's Harvest, but then you wouldn't have creatures in your graveyard for Stick Fingers. You know, you wouldn't have creatures in your graveyard for Ghoul-Caller's Harvest when you actually go to cast it, which is also like a bit of a problem. I want as many creatures in this deck as I can possibly jam into it, which is why you see the 4 Kazandu Mammoths. It's why you see the 4 Tangled Florahedrons, which is kind of a no-brainer. And it's also why you see the 1 Black Bloom Rogue. It's like, I was just like, why not? I'll just pack as many MDFCs as I possibly can into this thing. But we still ended up with, I think, enough lands all together. There's 13, 16, 17 lands in the deck, plus, you know, 9 DFCs. So I think it gives us 26 lands in all, which is enough. Another problem I was running into was removal. We needed removal in this deck. But again, if you want to play Meathook Massacre, seems good, right? Because it procs Dreadhound. It doesn't proc Dreadhound extra times, but it's like getting an extra trigger off of Dreadhound. You know, a creature dies, they lose a life, and a creature went to the graveyard, right? Because Dreadhound, they lose a life, so you just double up on Dreadhound triggers, kind of with the Massacre. It's not a creature. That sucks. So, like, again, I just wanted as many creatures in this deck as I could possibly get. So at the end of the day, I put in 4 Gelatinous Cubes, creature removal, at least tempo if nothing else. 2 Raffine's Silencer. I don't want to go over 2, but this card is better than I thought it was going to be because I didn't think it was going to be good, like at all. So I guess we'll try you. Card's been awesome. You can discard something into your graveyard to up your Stick Fingers count, you know, your Stick Fingers power toughness or whatever. So that's kind of neat. No matter what you discard, it contributes to your tampering count, which is cool. And it's actually a really great blocker. Like, this can block and kill an Esika's Chariot. Kind of neat. So it's kind of removal, and so are the 2 Death Touch creatures in the deck, Tainted Adversary and Tajuru Blightblade. I wanted another early Death Toucher, so I'm just playing this 1 of Tajuru Blightblade, but there's also 1 Tainted Adversary. Kind of good with Dreadhound theoretically, because if we have enough mana, it can put it, you know, a few extra Decayed Zombies into play. When they die, we'll trigger Dreadhound, so, you know, kind of neat. But mostly, I'm not scared of blocking with these in the early game. That's what they're for. However, it's also important to have a lot of early creatures so that you can beat the Ob Nixilis decks for the most part. You want to have a somewhat developed board by the time they get their 2 of Ob Nixilis on the table. Start going to town on you. So, you know, that, getting stuff on the board can really help out against that deck. Trying to stay at least at parity with them on the board because, you know, on turn 3, they'll have 3 or 4 permanents out a lot of the time. And it's hard to keep up with. So you want to at least stay at board parity with them. This deck does a decent job of doing that a lot of the time. The only big problem with this deck is actually resolving Dreadhound, but You know, altogether there's 10 ramp cards in the deck. You've got 4 copies of Tangled Florahedron, 4 copies of Prosperous Innkeeper, and 2 copies of Rutstein, which is a pretty reliable ramp card a lot of the time. But if it doesn't ramp, it at least puts creatures into play you can block with, get deeper into the game. That's nice. Just a really sweet card, but I don't want to play too many copies of Rutstein. Good blocker, too. But altogether, this deck has been a lot of fun. I've beaten a lot of Ob Nixilis lists with this deck, specifically because of Dreadhound. But there are games where you can't get your Dreadhound down for whatever reason. You don't get the land, you don't get the mana, whatever. And, you know, you just never get there. But in games where you do get Dreadhound down, I find that your chances of winning just skyrocket. And so eventually this stopped being a Stick Fingers deck, this stopped being a Ghoulcaller's Harvest deck, and it kind of started being a Dreadhound deck, which is another card that needs tons of creatures to be in your deck. So, you know, again, Massacre, but Massacre works well enough with Dreadhound that I think, you know, it's definitely a point in Massacre's favor, is all I'm saying. So if you're going to add or remove anything from this deck, Meathook Massacre is probably the absolute first thing you need to be looking at, is maybe a 2 or even 3 of that card, because you're milling yourself a lot. You're likely to mill it into your yard. But there's a lot of cards I didn't play because they were creatures. You know, the Teachings of the Kirin, the 2-drop that mills 3 cards when it ETBs. It's a Saga. I didn't play that because it's not a creature. It seems good for the deck. Witherbloom Command, didn't play that. Not a creature. So, you know, you just get to the point where there's so many cards that aren't creatures that your Dreadhound isn't good anymore. Your Stick Fingers isn't good anymore. So, you know, kind of a balancing act with this deck that I'm not sure we've completely figured out yet. But I have been having a lot of fun with the deck today. And last night, for that matter. Haven't won every game, but, you know, won more than I ever thought I'd get away with. So, let's see. And I will say, by the way, though, this weird-looking one-of Blightblade, one-of Tainted Adversary, 4 Gelatinous Cubes, a Black Bloom Rogue, like, all of this is the product of tuning over the last roughly 30 or so hours that I've been messing around with this deck. So, we'll see how she does once we get into the arena. I have some faith, but not really. All right, opponent goes first, but this doesn't look like a terrible opener. We actually get to use Snarl on turn 1. How often do you get to do that, you know? Into Blightblade, our opponent now thinks that we are Finn the Fangbearer. Let's go. Opponent with a 2nd green source. In Search of Greatness. It's going to be nice. No matter what happens this game, there's going to be jank things afoot, and I like that. I think I'm actually going to go Florahedron here. Maybe I should put as much damage on the board as possible. Worry about all this ramp later, you know? Although, if I go ahead and get a Florahedron down, I can cast Kazandu Mammoth next turn. That might be better, all things considered. But this way, we get 3 damage next turn. Well, we wouldn't otherwise get. Kind of like that. Pop in. Threw down Tenacious Underdog that turn. Maybe we'll just draw a green source. It could happen. Jugan defends the Temple. Opponent is Simic for the time being. Get another Dreadhound. That's 2 now. It's too many, to be honest. Have the compulsion to play the Mammoth as a land. The idea here is to Prosperous Innkeeper, drop a land, use the treasure to drop a Tangled Florahedron. I'm pretty sure what we're actually going to do, but I don't know that I want to use the treasure. I really don't. I think I'd rather just set up to play one of these Dreadhounds, so I'll just play Florahedron for now. Pop in with Underdog. But you get Defensive Temple is going to be a problem, but so is the In Search. Yeah, they get a free Gralnuk. Dude, this deck is awesome. This deck is awesome. Whenever a frog you control attacks, mill 3. Whenever a permanent card is put into your graveyard from your library, exile it with a Croak counter on it. They play lands and cast spells from among cards you own and exile with Croak counters on them. A 2nd Jugan defends the Temple. This deck is amazing, dude. This deck is so cool. It is also Bant, by the way. They just played a white source. Alright, what do we do this turn? Innkeeper Adversary looks like the play. But we need to get this Dreadhound down, so let's play Kazandu Valley as a land. And it looks like if all stays the same, then we can actually do this next turn. And Dreadhound might be good enough here, but we'll see. Their deck might just do something insane. So, their deck is looking great. Alright, they're putting +1/+1 counters on things. 5/5 Grolnuk. Here comes their Remnant of the Rising Star with all their mana open. Here's a 5th land. Coma! Oh boy! They don't have any mana to spend on the Remnant's ability. Whew! Whew! That's, man. Alright, they get a 3/3 Serpent. Oh, next turn they'll have like all their mana to use on that. Alright, let's Dreadhound. Let's get one of these down, right? There's a chance we still pull this off. I just want to throw that out there. Game is not lost. We hit the opponent for 2 here. We got a 14. Definitely no attacks. They have all their mana open, so they can put a bunch of mana into a 3/3 and make it huge if they want. I doubt they will, but they can. So neat, dude. Okay, they made a 4/4. Alright. They scry to the bottom with greatness. They get another Remnant. Ah, they can use their first Remnant to make that second Remnant bigger if they want to. They pay a mana, but they still want 3 mana. What do you have 3 mana for over there? God, so awesome. It's so cool. I like your deck. I like your deck, opponent. I want to do stuff with it. That deck over there. Whew. Look at them. Oh, he's got a Vorinclex. Let's go. That's awesome. We still get to mill them, or we still get to hit them with the Dreadhound because they milled cards, though. Alright, you don't trample. So that's good. Do I actually kind of want you in play? Whenever a frog you control attacks mill 3, it's like you guys aren't frogs or anything. I think we die next turn from these Remnants attacking. But boy, we had a fun game, didn't we? Jeez. Yikes. Maybe I should have gotten in front of a bunch of stuff there. Oh, another Grolnuk. Okay. 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 Neat. A Vorinclex. What a deck, dude. What a crazy deck they have. I love it. We take 15 from these guys next turn, so we have to figure this out somehow. But we can play the other Dreadhound. There's still a chance here. There's really a chance. Oh, if only we had 1 more mana, we could also play the underdog. Wouldn't matter too much. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. You guys have to. You gotta mill 3 things right here. First of all, 2 creatures. That's 4 damage. Puts them at 7. Oh, let's go. Oh, how do you not win now? How do we not win now? Actually, I should have used the treasure to cast the Dreadhound so that the Florahedron could swing too. Whew. Think we may have done it, everybody. I think we've done it. Yeah, we've definitely done it, haven't we? Bang, 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 bang. Everything dies. Dreadhound's proc. Good stuff. Good games. Good games. Good games, opponent. Good deck you got over there. I like the way it looks. It's a good-looking deck, my friend. All right, let's try. Let's play another one. Whew, jeez. We somehow made it out of that alive. Oh, man. I thank you all. It was somehow you guys did that, I'm sure. Couldn't have done it without you. My lord. Oof. Oof. The power of Dreadhound, everybody. I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you the power of Dreadhound. So we needed 2 good boys to win that one, but we pulled it off somehow. Opponent goes. Hand isn't fantastic, but I guess we'll take it. Nothing off of a Needle Verge Pathway. Okay. I think I'll go tapped Kazandu Valley to start things off. No matter what you do on turn 1, your opponent thinks you're doing something. Oh, a Goro, neat. It's nothing but cool, weird stuff tonight, I guess. What's underdog? So do we underdog Blightblade next turn, or do we tampering? I guess it depends on how they develop here. They do nothing. Okay. Let's just get it on the ground. Cemetery Tampering's out. Oh, let's take the Dreadhound. Every single time. I didn't even really look at the other cards, and I probably should have, honestly. But Dreadhound's just always what I'm looking for with Tampering. Here they come. What does that mean? What does that mean, do you think? Maybe they just want to cast a 4-drop. I think we kill the Gorogoro here. I know a lot of you would maybe want me to kill the Magda so it doesn't give him any more mana. But... Yep, they got the mana anyway. Here comes the Chariot. It's just a green-red deck. Might even be the green-red deck we literally just saw. So that's it's in the last thing we did. Okay, Deathcap Glade. Glad we drew that land. It's kind of necessary, I think. So what if I Innkeeper, Blightblade, and then I think I will hold. I want that 6 mana. I want that untapped mana so bad. Watch it be the one Snarl in the deck next turn. That's how it always works. They crew with the Magna to get a treasure. They're very smart. Very smart people. They come in. They must have another Chariot in their hand because they just walk in with the Chariot. Walk with the Blightblade. Come on, play it. Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. Bard class. Bard class. It's the Bard class deck. And they level up. Minsk. They still have... Yeah, I guess you do still have mana for that. Whew. Yikes, dude. Let's take that action. Hubert on the Minsk? Yeah. It's gotta be. We're about to lose to this deck. Let's play Tangled Veil as a land. That way we can pretty surely play Dreadhound, but it might be a turn late here. Bard class deck has a lot of steamrolly value going on here. Oh, no, they're just going to level 3. Okay. I guess you come in, too. No, they don't. Let's take the action and mill. How many cards are down there? 11. Another Tampering, huh? No, it's just Dreadhound. I'm not really sure how this deck deals with this card. I get 1 ping off of it. It's enough for now. Another Tampering next turn, maybe. Maybe. I like Tampering Underdog. That's not bad. Depends on what they've got. Another Bard class. Man, they're not drawing super well right now. Which is good for us. Sentinel. They're out of cards. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. Let's mill. 2 pings. Dreadhounds. Can't cast it, though. Kind of sucks. Do I want this? How many cards are left? 30? Yeah. We got to finish, but we should be able to. Let's Tampering. So Dreadhound should be able to help finish if we have 2 Tamperings out, right? Stick Fingers. Yeah. Let's grab Stick Fingers there. Play Tenacious Underdog. At any point here, I could also be using mana to absorb this Minsk. I haven't done that yet. Alright, they level 3. Their other Bard class, they're just not drawing well. I'm so sorry, dude. They make a mana to Gala Greeters, but that's going to be their turn, dude. They're in trouble. But we got to be able to play the other Dreadhound. We really need to be able to do that. But we might get the Dreadhound. Hold on. 17. Yeah, we'll get a free Dreadhound this turn. That's cool. And they know we're getting free cards. We're getting 2 free cards this turn, guys. It's going to be gross. Oh no, are we roped? Oh no. Okay. Good for you, opponent. Let's take that action. Sure. Bang, bang, bang. Put him at 14 off the pings. Let's take that action. If we get ping off of that. Free Dreadhound comes down from the Tampering. That mills. We get 2 pings off of that. Why can't I play this stinking Dreadhound? I want it so bad. Well, we can play the 3rd Dreadhound next turn if we really want to. Let's play the underdog. I could absorb the Minx, but I'd rather play the underdog and even swing with it. So I can go ahead and draw the card. We might draw a 1-drop, so... We can also take a creature out like this, but maybe they'll just take the damage. Yep, we're going to get 4 pings off of this and draw a card. Pretty sexy, sis. And we drew a 1-drop. Very nice. We get a life off of that. Oh, man, what a deck. What a deck, isn't it? It's a good deck. Jinnie Fay. They finally drew Jinnie Fay. I'm so sorry. All right, maybe they can get something going this turn here. They don't have Goro-Goro to give all their dudes haste, at least right now. But even if they do get all their dudes haste, like, I think we're still looking okay. We have a 15-15 sticky, so stickly over here. Anybody? Remember? Nickelodeon afternoons? Late 90s? Stickly? Like a... Never mind. Calagreeters. Okay, let's go. We're doing it. We're doing it. I like it. You can do it. Is it whenever you cast a legendary spell? Yeah, so you cast the Magda. Come on. You got it. You can do this. You can do this, sister. I believe. All you gotta do is not swing in. The moment they swing in, they're done, right? You can't play 6 drops in standard. It's impossible. Oh, man. It's so fun. Alright, yep. Exile the top 2. Let's go. You still got 5 mana over there. Ooh, a charm. Oh, let's go. Can you guys get trample? Can you do this? Can you do this, baby? I got faith. I got faith, dude. Come on. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, rope it up. Wasn't the Magda already tapped? I could swear. It's odd. They go to 9. They cast Talana and Elena. They can still charm. I want to throw that out here. They can still charm. There's a Targnar they get for free. Gala Greeters. Okay. 1 mana. Targnar. Free. What are you? Oh, Jetmir they can cast for 2. Oh, no. They don't have to. Can you tap this Magda somehow? I don't think so. Okay, combat. Crazy game. They make Minsk or the hamster a 6/6, and they say go. Oh, okay. All right, we get to the Death Bonded Hulk mills a creature into the yard. That gives us 2 shots off the Dreadhound. They say good game. It is, in fact, a very good game, isn't it, everybody? They go down to 3 off the first Dreadhound. Off the first Cemetery Tampering. They go to 0 off the second Cemetery Tampering. Oh, man, the old Dreadhound Cemetery Tampering machine gun is pretty sexy, dude. I love it. And they know they can't swing. Like, they're in a situation where if they swing, they're done. I think there was a chance where if they'd have cast Charm there, maybe. But Charm doesn't give your dudes haste, so... I don't know. It'd still be really tough. Man, what a game. That was a great game, dude. Oh. Let's have, like, 2 more just like that before we get out of here. Jeez. Oh, that was a game. Oh, we got a Blood on the Snow. 20 gems, which is way better than a Blood on the Snow. Man, dude. What a game. Apparently 11 people left during that game. I don't know why you would, because that game was sick. Yeah, Sir Conrad Brawl deck potential. You know how much I love Sir Conrad. We get to go first. It's pretty cool. I'm thinking I might cast or play the Tangle Florahedron as a land, or the Kazandi Mammoth as a land, turn 1. But why? Why do that? I guess so that we don't have to play a tapped land later on in the game. I think I want the Florahedron, but Mammoth almost, like, it's almost never that important, you know? Sure. I'll play Valley. I'll do it. See how this works out. If we need a 3-3 later in the game, I'll feel really bad. It's the Bant deck. I'd rather have Florahedron. I want Gelatinous Cube up next turn, and I know that Innkeeper does that, but we'll have to spend the treasure to do that. Aspirant comes down for the opponent. Dreadhound number 2 in our hand. Let's cast the cube. Take out the Aspirant for now. They're looking at it. They want to kill it. They're mad. But if they kill it this turn, it's going to take some tempo away from them, so... Unless they Brutal Cathar, that would be the best play here. And they probably have that, so... We'll see what happens. Skyclave Apparition is also a play. If they do have that, and it takes them another 30 seconds to do it... Okay. Luminarch Aspirant number 2, they always have 2. We all know that. Pathway on green. I'm going to absorb this. I rarely actually eat creatures with cube, but I'm going to do it this time. If they got the other one back, that would be awful. Then we'll play Innkeeper. And then next turn we can play Dreadhound 1. Maybe I should have gone Florahedron. It doesn't matter. Could also go ahead and get some damage. But nah. If we have to block with cube, that's kind of fine. Take their Aspirant off the table. But maybe they have like safekeeping. These Bant decks tend to play safekeeping. 2 of. For some reason. Like the Ascendancy lists. Well, they don't do anything. Well, there's Dreadhound. Also means we should have enough mana next turn to play it. You have a counter? Perhaps? We also have to worry about Endless Detour against this deck. Endless Detour against 6 drops is quite good. You get 2 pings. One of those cards was a Dreadhound. That kind of sucks. But that's, you know, it happens sometimes. Can't get away from that. Let's offer a trade. I won't take it. They go to 14. I keep seeing somebody says add me on Arena. I don't have any friends. I have 0 for a reason. I have nobody added to my list on Arena. Wedding announcement comes down for the opponent. There's the snarl. We've been waiting for it. We knew it would happen eventually. Well, let's get Dreadhound number 2 down. Hopefully she resolves. She does. Very good girl. And an underdog gets milled, but that's going to be 6 mills, baby. They go down to 8s. Play Snarl. Say go. Well, actually, at this point, let's trade if you want to, bud. You want to... What you trying to do over there, huh? What you got? Kid? Alright, they trade with the cube. They block the Aspirant. They block with the Aspirant. And they chump the Dreadhound, but that means we get a ton of triggers and they die anyway, so... Dreadhound, everybody! We've won 3 games in a row with Dreadhound. You playing 6 drops in Standard? Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, man. Whew. 3-0. We're 3-0 tonight, everybody. 3-0. And that deck was real. That was a Bant deck that played double Luminarch against us. That's the Ascendancy deck. Man, that's... Ooh, that's good. Ooh, God, feels good. We go first in this game. Can't get turn 1 Blightblade, but I guess once we get things rolling, it's not so bad. I don't know, it's kind of a mess. This is kind of a mess. But he's keeping it. Why is he doing that? I'm an idiot. Total moron. Tangled Veil. God, I mean, we're playing... This sucks. We go first. We're playing a turn behind, aren't we? Yes. That sucks. Blightblade, turn behind. Prosperous Innkeeper, a turn behind. It's poopy. Poopy buttholes. It's dumb. Alright, green-red for the opponent over there. One's a Highland Forest. I wonder if that means this is actually a Jund deck playing Binding of the Old Gods. We'll see. Maybe it's just a budget deck. Hey, we drew a land. Sick. I actually think I'm going to go Silencer here. Yeah. I like Silencer. Prosperous. It seems so crazy, doesn't it? But nope, I want to be able to take out a 4 toughness creature by blocking with the Silencer. They spend their turn field trip. Oh, is this Waking the Trolls? Waking the Trolls. This is a Waking the Trolls deck. Should have been trying to ramp more. Well, I get to put a creature in the yard this way. Man, this deck kind of wants to put creatures in the yard. Got another land. It's amazing. Let's play Innkeeper. Already played my land, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright. I bet I'm going to regret swinging with that Silencer. I just bet. Just you wait. Environmental Sciences puts him back up to 20. This is definitely a Waking the Trolls deck. We have got to get this Dreadhound down, so we need to draw an untapped land. Or else we'll never get it. There's it is. There it is, baby. Thank you. Thank you, son. Doesn't mean we win, but it really helps a lot. Alright, let's get some pings here. They go to 17. I guess they'll go to 14, presumably. Let's see if they have something. They have a 3/2 flash. Wow, we got caught by that. We got caught by a 3/2 vanilla flash. Like, reach. 3/2 vanilla flash reach. Maybe they're just playing it as removal. And like sometimes you can do this with it, you know? Tovolar's Hunt Master. So it's not... Is this not Waking the Trolls? Because that would be the best news ever. Like, that would seriously be really good news. Okay, so that kind of sucks that we can't Mammoth and Sprout. That kind of sucks. That's so hard, dude. I guess I want Mammoth so I can block the Hunt Master with the Silencer and the Mammoth and kill it. And get, you know, 3 Dreadhound triggers. Seems good too. But maybe that won't happen. Maybe they'll just, like, you know, Blizzard Brawl away the Dreadhound and we're screwed. That'd be the best play for them right now. Naturalist. They also up their Ranger class to 2. Okay, they do come in with everything that can. 7/7 Huntmaster, the Bounding Wolf, and the 2/2 tokens. So let's double block like we talked about. And then I'll block a 2/2 with the Dreadhound. I don't want to get Frostbitten or something. We can still get Thundering Rebukes, but I think it's more likely they have Frostbite. So I'll take a little extra damage here to not get blown out. Howl of the Hunt, whatever the hell that is. Well, it makes our guy a 9/9. And did it give it Trample or something? Untap a creature, 2/2 and Vigilance. Okay. But no Trample. No. Alright, so I guess we kill the Naturalist or the Bounding Wolf? The Naturalist all day. Put him at 10. Snarl. Alright, so Sprout. Harvest. We block the Huntmaster with the Sprout. That puts him at 9. 5. 2, 1. It's gonna be tough. Naturalist. Alright, here they come with Huntmaster. They'll put a counter on it. We can chump it. I actually wondered if maybe we should take that damage. It sucks that it has Vigilance. That's really not good. Raffine's Silencer. Is that better than the second Ghoul Callers? Does give us a Connive. Conniving is good. Second Ghoul Callers is amazing, though. Like, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 on their board. We're at 16. Silencer's a blocker, at least. You know? They go to 5 this turn. They have blockers for all these guys. Swing everything but the dog. I know this seems like an easy decision. I'm just like, you know, making sure I'm not missing a thing. 1 mana open. Let's see what they do for them. They just block all here. That's very confident that they don't, you know, that they can do that and it's fine. So they still go to like 2? Yeah, they go to 2 here. We're at 16, dog. They're at 2, so I guess I could double block with Silencer and Dreadhound and they just die? I'd like to draw another thing I can play this turn with the Silencer. I don't trust that we actually, like, survive this turn. I really don't. But I guess we have to discard whatever we draw anyway. But it's not a big deal, like, I'd rather just have a second permanent on the board. It was a Tainted Adversary. That'd be really good right now, wouldn't it? It doesn't matter. It's like opponent has to have removal and something to make this big enough. There's the Frostbite. We sniffed that out earlier. They go to 1, so all we have to do is block with Dreadhound. If they kill our Dreadhound, they die, so whatever. You know, playing the Silencer there was correct. Wow, double Stormseeker. Cool. They would have had 16. Look at that. Look at that. They would have had 16 on the board. I mean, we could still block with Dreadhound, but still. 17 when you think about it here. Whenever a creature dies. Okay, just want to make sure here. Bang. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, good game, opponent. 4-0, baby. 4-0 tonight. We did it. Man. Whew, 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 whew. We did it. We did it. 4-0 with a terrible deck. It's really something. Can't believe it. What a great series of games that was, by the way. Like, all of those were super fun. Dreadhound won every game. You see why you see what I was saying? You see what I was saying? The Dreadhound is actually a Dreadhound deck. It's not a Ghoul Caller's Harvest deck, although obviously Harvest really helped that game. But it's more of a Dreadhound deck than like anything else. It's more of a Dreadhound deck than a Cemetery Tampering deck. Raffine's Silencer did a little bit of work in that game for us, didn't it? But honestly, in that last game, it could have been literally any creature. It would have done the exact same thing that it did. So, but Raffine's Silencer was good for us in a couple of spots tonight. It was. Tampering, really sweet with the Dreadhound out. It's basically like an extra 1 to 3 damage every single turn cycle. And once you have multiple Dreadhounds out, you're kind of dealing 4 to 6 a turn just casually to them, and it's really hard for them to get out of that loop, you know? I could see playing perhaps a Shigeki in this deck. Again, just one of Shigeki, right? Because that way, you know, most of our cards are non-legendary. Everything but Rutstein and Stick Fingers is non-legendary, so you can get back all that stuff with Shigeki, and a lot of it goes into your yard. A lot of stuff goes in your yard in this deck. So I could see playing a 1-up Geki. And Shigeki also ramps you into your Dreadhound, theoretically. So mills cards into your yard, so you have more stuff in there for tampering to finally get the Hideaway. What I was talking about earlier, the whole, like, sometimes you get a free Dreadhound off of Cemetery Tampering, we did it tonight. At least once, if not twice, in 4 games. So just really interesting deck here. We don't play much removal outside of Cube, Tampering, and a couple of Death Touch creatures if you want to count them. But usually they're enough to create board stalls. That's all we're really trying to do, guys, is get these board stalls in action and then get our Dreadhound down. And then board stalls favor us, because if opponent wants to swing in, they lose life for doing that, right? So altogether, this deck has been super fun to play in the, you know, the more than a day that I played it before I came on stream, and then these 4 games we played on stream. Just so fun, and wins in fun ways. Ramps fairly well to get to the Dreadhound when you have to do that. Controls the board somewhat well at times, you know, with the Gelatinous Cubes and the Silencers. Gains some life with Prosperous Innkeeper to help stay in the game. Stickfingers got to a 15-15 tonight. Rutstein can make bodies to help you get later into the game. It can ramp for you too. Just like Kazandu Mammoth can be a great blocker, or if you need the land, it's that. Just like a lot of the stuff I was talking about before we went into the games really presented itself once we got to the games, and I like when that happens, you know. Our Death Touchers didn't get to shine too much, although Blightblade did a little bit of work. And Tenacious Underdog didn't really get to do much either, although this is kind of sometimes one of the most important cards in the deck. If you're going to be milling anyway, you might as well have Tenacious Underdog. We did get to draw a card off of it, and we got 2 Dreadhound triggers off of it too. Something to remember is that once you have a Dreadhound down, you're not only getting 3 damage and a card every turn off of Tenacious Underdog, you're also getting, you know, an extra damage off of Dreadhound when it dies at the end of the turn. So, you know, just what else can I say, man? Fun deck if you actually get the breathing room to play Cemetery Tampering on turn 3 without your opponent just mowing you down right after. You know, this can actually be a really sweet card that sets up a lot of just awesome stuff in this deck. So, hope you get a chance to give it a try. I really do, because it's fun and it's relatively budget. I don't know about on Arena. On Arena, it's, you know, a fair number of rare wildcards, and I really don't want you to have to spend rare wildcards on Tampering if you don't have to. But, you know, in paper, I imagine this deck would be both very, very fun and very, very cheap.